Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the channel. Okay, and welcome to the channel. So over here, what we'll be doing is we'll be understanding and going through the most important basic interview questions in Power BI. Okay, let's get started. So firstly, we should always understand like what exactly is Power BI. Okay, it's like a very important and most asked questions by the interviewer. So Power BI is nothing but a business intelligence tool, okay, which is used to fetch, analyze, clean, transform the data, and also convert into visual format or dashboard. Okay, so you would also use your own words in describing this particular term, but so far, like this is the basic thing that you can see. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is business intelligence? Okay, so it is nothing but a set of technology process, okay, which actually converts raw data into meaningful information. So all in all, whatever we are doing is for the sole purpose of the business profit, okay. So it should actually result into business profit. That is what business intelligence is. What are building blocks of Power BI? So building blocks are like visualization, data sets, reports, dashboards, tiles, decks, okay. What are components of Power BI? So the components are Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, Power Q&A, Power BI Service. How many views are in Power BI? So we have three views: a report view, data view, and a model view. A report view is the view that will show us the report. I mean, where the report development exactly takes place, like where we'll pull all the visuals into the page. That is a report view. Okay. Data view is the view where we can see the data layer. That is the whatever tables we'll be pulling into the Power BI report. So those data we can specifically see over there. And thirdly, the model view is the view where we'll be seeing the relationships between different tables. So these are three views that we have in Power BI. Coming to the next question, we have how many roles are there in Power BI? Okay, so there are four roles: viewer, member, admin, and contributor. How many types of filter are there in Power BI? So there are three types of filter in Power BI. Okay, that is visual level filter, page level filter, and report level filter. So visual level filter is the filter which will actually be used on the visuals. So for instance, we have like card visual tiles. So over there specifically, if we want to restrict some data, we can use, okay. Page level is to restrict the data on whole of the page, and report level is to restrict data on whole of the report. So report could contain more than one page. Page contain only a single page on or any specified page. Visual is a specific visual. What are different connectivity methods available in Power BI? So we have connectivity method like import mode, direct query mode, and composite mode. Import mode is like pulling some specific data and loading it into the Power BI. I mean, so it will be residing in the Power BI itself. Okay. For example, if we want to pull the data from Excel sheets, okay, so we'll be using source as Excel, and then we'll be pulling the Excel data into our Power BI. In direct query mode, we'll be pulling the data directly from the from any SQL server, for instance. Okay. So, for example, if we pull data from SQL server during in direct query mode, what will happen? We will not be able to see the data in the data layer. Okay, we can only just see like there is like some connection created and the data is getting pulled. That is called direct query mode. So generally direct query mode is used when we have to show some kind of a live data. Okay, and import mode is one where the live data show is not required. So last we have like composite mode. Here we will be having certain tables which will be earlier in the import mode and later they'll be converted into the direct query mode. Difference between slicers and filters. So the slicers are nothing but this is a visual itself, okay? And filter is, as I explained you earlier in the previous questions, okay? Filter is just the filter pane, okay, which is used to filter the data, okay? But slicer is a visual. All this is also used for filtering the data only. But the thing is, the major difference is slicer is a visual, but the filter that we are talking about in the second part is coming from the filter pane, not from the visual. Okay, and we have three types of filter level also. Difference between drill down and drill through. So drill down shows the data to the lowest level in the hierarchy. So by hierarchy means like for instance we are having a visual, okay, that's a table visual, and in that table visual we are having month, year, sorry, year, month and day used in the rows. So if we want to move to the last hierarchy, which is the day column, we will use drill down. Okay, so drill down will show us the data to the lowest level in the hierarchy. Okay, drill through on the other side is like navigating from one page to another with the help of filter. Okay, and in drill through there is another term also, cross report drill through, which means navigating from one page of a report to another page of second report with the help of filter. Okay, so next comes is difference between merge and append in Power Query. Merge is like joining two or more tables together, like we have in SQL joins, right? And append is like combining two or more tables together having same column names. So the column will not increase, but the number of rows will increase. While on the merge, what will happen is the columns will increase, but the rows will actually not increase. What is filter propagation? So filter propagation is the flow of filter from one table to another. Okay. So one table to another means, for instance, we have two tables. Okay, like student and student. Uh, so we have two tables. Like one we have the student information, which is a kind of a transaction table, or you can say fact table, and another we have like table which is student roll number. Okay, so student roll number will act as a dimension table. It will have only a single column. It's just an example. Okay, so it student roll number column, student roll number table will have a relationship with the student table. Okay, using the roll number column, which is a unique number. So this is how we are connecting two tables together, dimension to the fact table. Okay, and this is how relationship is getting created. Okay, so if we want to filter also, we can easily utilize this scenario. So this is what is called filter propagation. What are bookmarks? So bookmark is nothing but it's just a snapshot of a report. Okay, it just captures state of report. For instance, there is a scenario wherein we have to clear all the filters from the report. Okay, so what we will do in this case is, firstly we will capture a state of the report where all the filters are erased. Okay, and later on in the second scenario we will try to use a particular button or like a visual button. Okay, wherein what we'll do is we will be directing on click of that particular button to the state that we captured earlier, as I told you, clearing of the filter. Okay, this is what we can do. Now we have what is difference between divide and slash in calculating percentages. So divide function can handle divide by zero operation. Okay. Slash or upon cannot handle divide by zero, which means if we'll directly utilize this function in our dex, so to speak, we will be getting error where there will be a divide by zero operation. For instance, you're writing a logic where you are using any variable, but there could be some instances of that variable where the number is coming zero. So during that case, we have to handle the errors. So in that case, divide function will be far helpful. What is Power BI workspace and apps? What is okay? Yeah. So workspace is nothing but a repository to store reports, data set, dashboard, data flows, workbooks. Okay. So whenever we'll be publishing a report from desktop to the service, it will be stored in the workspace. Okay. So along with the data set, you have to note this. Not only report, but data set will also be placed over there. Okay. And we'll be having a dashboard also over there, data flows also over there, workflows, workbooks also. But on the other hand, apps, so to speak, is used for sharing the content with the user only. Whatever reports or the dashboards are there in the workspace, we can easily share, I mean, place it in the apps and then share. Particularly for the sharing purpose, apps is used. Okay. Difference between reports and dashboard. Dashboard are pinned specific visual, okay, or pages of reporting service. Report is published PBI file. It's, I mean, simple, nothing complicated over here. So dashboard are just pin the specific visual, whatever we'll pin from the report published or some specific pages, those are called dashboard. And report is the published PBI file which is in the service. Dex. What is Dex? It's very important question. So Dex is nothing but a formula language which is used in our Power BI, Power Pivot, Excel. Its abbreviation is data analysis expression. Okay. Oh, most important question. What are data flows? Data flows are part of Power BI service, Power Query Online, self-service ETL within the cloud, refresh two times, one need to do. So now the thing is, if we want to do some kind of a extract, transform, or load operation in Power BI desktop, we'll be using Power Query. But with the new features coming in the service itself, we can do all these operations in the data flows, which is like similar to Power Query. So all the operation that we used to do in the Power Query in the desktop, we'll be using in data flows. Okay. Now the thing is, there will be two times refresh that we have to do if we are using data flows. So the number one refresh will be used when the data will be coming. So first refresh will be doing in the data flows, okay, to make sure the data is coming in the ETL layer, okay, and then the second refresh will be doing in the data set, okay, so that it will make sure the data coming in the report is the latest. What is cardinality in Power BI? So it's relationship between two tables in Power BI model, okay. So we have one to one, one to many, many to many, many to one. So these were the most important and basic question, particularly the basic question I would say. So in the upcoming videos, I'll be making some other important questions, okay? And slowly, steadily, I will make some advanced questions also. So thank you for watching the video. Best of luck.